Stu started the evening with a tour of the wine cellar at the Yeatman. Then we moved on to a wine tasting. We expected 3 or 4 wines, but we must have had a dozen. With the whites, we had some very tasty local salamis and hams. There's the first white. These are all good, so I really can't go beyond that. To go with the reds, there's some cheese and fruit and nuts. This one's more of a Pinot style.
Yes. So batuta is actually the stick, of the maestro, of the orchestra. Mm-hmm. So this is what the producer, Dirk Newport, says. It's like an orchestra in a bottle from the Duoro Valley. And now I'm going to show you the wine that whenever I taste, it reminds me why I love wine so much. It's a Madeira from 76. There's only 2 hectares of this grape in the world, so it's like Romane Conti.
As you can see, we are happy campers, and this is before dinner. The Yeatman has the only Michelin-starred restaurant in the Porto area. We had a delightful dinner, several courses. Here's a few of the pictures. I can recognize the scallop, but that's about it. Here's the view of Porto at night from the dining room of our hotel. We found this map of the Douro River at our hotel, and it's got several of the quintas or wineries displayed on it. So we're out in the northern Portuguese countryside, pretty scenic. Building a great big new bridge there, and we're off on the country road. Terraces everywhere. Say the smoke there is just burning up the prunings, but what a lot of smoke. Now it's our turn to go across this very narrow, very bumpy, ancient road. We're in rural Duoro Valley area. We are on bumpy country roads. Certainly see for quite a ways across the valley. Luckily, there's nothing coming.
Turn right, then turn right.
Here we have some olive trees on the terraces. Here's the view across the valley, heavily terraced and covered with grapevines, and right here are olive trees. I didn't get a picture of it, but we just passed a tour bus sitting on the side of the road. Heaven knows how we did it, but we have arrived at Quinta do Cristo. Who is driving in the main gate. Okay, we are up the windy road to where there is a car. We're going around a corner. Well, we're at Quinta do Cristo. We have spent 15 minutes trying to find where we should be on the property. We found this house, and there's a woman in there. I think she's a cook. She didn't respond. We wandered around. We found a man with pallets of bottles. They're bottling. He didn't speak English, but he called the person we're to meet, and 15 minutes later, here we are. After our hair-raising escapade, here we are in the Douro Valley. Quinta do Cristo was founded in 1615. However, they've been producing and exporting table and port wines since 1994. They have 173 acres planted with about 40 different varietals of grapes, and they produce 68,000 cases a year. This is an excellent red wine, if you can find it in the U.S. We've just had a very nice tasting with a gentleman from Brazil. We're awaiting lunch and taking another view of the gorgeous countryside out here. That's a tree I have in my front yard. Doesn't look like that. Quinta do Cristo uses state-of-the-art vinification technology, along with traditional foot treading accomplished in granite tanks. Stunning scenery. We just finished a wonderful leisurely lunch out here on this patio of this house. It's over 300 years old. We have a thin mousse and Portuguese cheeses that were delicious. And this was built out of the original mountainside here and then filled in with brick. And of course over here is a more modern 300-year-old modern little house. Planks on the floor, 300 years old. Very small fireplace, and it's evidently very cold here in the winter. So the traditional way of growing the grapes on these hillsides is horizontal. The new method is vertical, but the vertical can only be done if the slope is less than 45 degrees. And up there, that is all Quinta do Cristo, but it's all horizontal, and as you can see, nothing is blooming yet. Now, 5 minutes after leaving Quinta do Cristo, we're back on the narrow two-way road. Here's another one, but nope, we're not going to that one. The Duoro Valley in April. We're way up high, but there's still vineyards up here. Here's a charming little village out here. Now here we are in the middle of this charming little town.
Turn right.
And we're going to turn right. There's an old motorcycle.
Continue 7.2 kilometers.
Now we're down at river level, but we're going to go up another hill. On the top of this mountain, we saw a sign that says Quinta de Pasadoro, which is where we're going, and it's down this dirt road, evidently. This is the scenery from this hill. Here's a little bit of the road we came down. This is the part that I wanted to walk.
Was this the road?
After harvesting, the grapes are put in these cement vats called lagares, and they are foot trodden. This process facilitates the extraction of the qualities of the grapes in an intense and delicate way. These are very modern stainless steel fermentation tanks. The wine ages in these French oak barrels in their new cellar that is temperature and humidity controlled instead of the traditional way of taking it down to Villa Nova de Gaia. They're bottling here. Corks in the top. Wines come off. Over to here. Upside down. Clean the bottles. Next station, put the wine in the bottles. Lots of potted plants. Nice patio. Big orange tree. An arbor. Some violas, because they're smaller than pansies. And up here, the purple wisteria and the white wisteria are blooming. You probably can't see any, but there are big bees in there. And we're going to be tasting here on the patio.